So I'm going to minimize this. Okay, so like I mentioned before, recording of this will be provided tomorrow for those who are not able to view the slides. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so what I wanted to cover is the Deltek version 9 that we'll be transferring over to should be effective and available July 5th after the July 4th holiday. So what will happen is when you log into your Deltek website, the new look, the new website, the Deltek 9 version will display on your screen. And if for any reason the link is different after the transition, after it takes place this weekend, if the link is different in any way, we'll let everybody know if it is a different link to log into our Deltek. Because our Deltek now as well is a specific URL, right? So if you went to deltek.com, you wouldn't get to the NHV one, yeah? I think everybody knows that one though. Okay, so the difference is for timesheets, for example, there's no real difference in how you do your timesheet. So the process is exactly the same. What's different is the look of the Deltek 9. Okay. For expenses, there are a few differences as new functions inside, but overall, the way you complete your expense report now is the same. But they just got some new features on there. So the timesheet portion that I'm going to cover today may only take about 10 minutes, maybe 15 maximum. It's pretty quick. And then after we do the timesheet, when I show you that, we're going to go into the expense report. So if you normally do expense reports, it'd be great if you can stay on the call. And if you don't do expense reports and you're able to stay on the call, that's great. If you're not, we understand if you have to leave. But the main thing is, if you don't create expense reports, then I don't know if you want to stay on that one. But the main thing, I want to let everybody know how to log in and the new look and where you access your timesheets at. So one of the differences between Deltek 9 version and the Deltek 8 that we use now was now you're able to use Chrome. The compatibility is better for URL or for different web browsers. And Internet Explorer 11 was having a compatibility error for the 8.3 version we're currently on. It will double up your time when you enter your timesheet. That's a compatibility configuration. With the Deltek 9, that will not happen, so it's compatible. And of course, if anybody is experiencing that doubling up of your hours that you enter in your timesheet now, please send me an email, because there's a fix on that could be done within minutes. And I don't want anybody to have to go through that every pay period. And it does happen if you're using the Internet Explorer 11 sometimes. Yeah. So this one will not have that. And another difference in the look of Deltek 9 is more of a drop-down or accordion style type of menu, which is a nice function. And you'll see most of that if you create timesheets. Timesheets, expense reports. You'll see a lot of that. You'll be seeing a lot more of the action on that. Okay. Another difference is when you log into your Deltek Time and Expense 9, your password, if you currently have it set automatically on your web page now, if it allows you to save everything, and all you do is click login, the new version 9 will not have that capability to save your password. So you will have to log in your password every single time you log into Deltek. It will save your logon ID and it will save your domain, but not the password. So when July 5th, when you log in and you just don't remember your password because it's always logged in automatically for you, because some browsers will allow that. And if you can't remember it, just shoot HR an email and we'll reset your password for you. Because we understand that it's easy to forget your password if you already have that happening now. Okay, so now this is, when you log into Deltek, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to notice the color difference. version 9 looks different. Yeah, a lot lighter. So you would have your login ID that you would put here, your password, and your domain is the same, NHP LLC.
Which ID? I have two IDs. I have an Oasis ID and I have my original.
Oh, okay. So the ID that you normally log into Deltek is the one that you originally, the ID you had on your hire date. So when we were with TriNet, or PEO, we had numbers. So in Deltek, everybody who was hired before we came to Oasis in October 2015, everybody logs in, you know, right with their number ID.
Okay.
And then the Oasis ID is for when everybody has two IDs. So the Oasis ID is when you log into Oasis. But if you started your employment here after October 1st, then it's the number, no, it's the letter with the numbers, which is the Oasis ID. Yeah. Okay. And, okay, so then you would log in here. Okay. Oh, get back over here. So you're going to notice the look is a little different in the Deltek 9. I like it. I think the lighter, it's a lighter color, easy on your eyes. So if you look on the top over here, there's a little difference in the way it looks. So you have a little house here, which will basically get you to this screen. This is your front screen when you normally log in. It may not have all this data here. This is my personal, like all my timesheets, my expense reports that I've done. But you know, this would vary on the individual. If you create expense reports, you will have you'll have time and you'll have expense up here. You will not have administration. That's just the one on mine. Okay. When you log on this side, you'll see a little difference here. This is like a help. Normally you don't go in here, but the one on the far right, which looks like a little power button, that's how you log out of Deltek. Okay. So now it looks a little different now. We have a little different picture up there. That one's a little more easier to see, I think. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is you want to click on, oh yeah, before, right? Everything, it was on the left-hand side, time, expense. Now it's all going to be on the top. So what you would do is you'd hover over, you click on time. And when you click on time, you may not have, okay, so I had to use my Deltek as an example. You may not have these additional options on the bottom here that could just be my setting, but you will have schedule, you will have record time, okay, because this is the basic functions that we need to do. Schedule would be to create your work schedule, like your time off in advance, like you're going to take a day off vacation or sick, and you schedule it ahead of time, your work schedule. So to create your timesheet or do your timesheet, you're going to click on record time. You're going to click on this plus button. This is what's going to open it up. Okay? So what's going to happen, so it's going to display timesheet. Now generate timesheets, that won't be there. That's just on mine. Okay, sorry about that ahead. So you just would click on timesheet, the record time, and then your timesheet will display. It does look a little different because of the color background. So the options on the top are a little bit bigger. I think they put a little, so it's more noticeable, like save is bigger, you know, easy to see. If you want to search your timesheet. But the same function is exactly the same, okay, when you do your timesheet. Exact same process, whether you have, you know, your charge code in your favorites or whether you're going to search your charge code. Before, we used to, if you clicked on this cell right here, you'd have a binocular, okay? Now you have a magnifying glass, so you won't see a binocular anymore. It'd be a magnifying glass. Okay. When you look over here a little bit more, this is the same. It'll, you know, if you want to go to a prior timesheet, you click the back arrow, one in the future, you would click that. Okay, and this all looks the same here on the bottom. When you're finished with your timesheet, you click this, you know, how you normally do it, and then put in your signature. So basically the functions is the same for timesheets. Okay. Oh, this just shows another view of me signing in, I believe. Okay. And that's pretty much all for the timesheet. So again, you click on time, record time, you'll get the drop down will open, and you just click on timesheet.
Real quick question. So
Yeah.
We're not going to have any more trouble with the 40-hour thing and going overtime?
Oh, excellent question.
Deltek?
Right. Okay, so in the Deltek version 8 that we currently have, we had an issue with overtime, different overtime rates, the 4%, 8% rate. Deltek 9, won't have that problem. It's resolved. I will not have to go in there and edit it every time. So it'll automatically, so if they put 04 for overtime 4, it won't give that error message now. That's what they told me.
Okay.
So I know that was a big problem now with 8.3.
Yeah, that upset my guys.
Yeah. So
they called me cussing.
Like sailors. No. Yeah, so I'm changing to Deltek 9 is really makes me happy, because knowing that these little error messages and all these extra steps that we'd have to do to accommodate what the Deltek 8.3 couldn't do, we had to do some manual things on our end, HR end, and knowing that Deltek 9 is that problem's not going to occur anymore is such a relief, And it's always good to be in the latest version of a software anyway, because that means they updated everything to what they can right now. Any questions?
Alicia, hi, this is Lori.
Hey, Lori.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
For managers that need to approve employees' timesheets, where would we go for that? Is that still like on a home page?
Yes. Yeah. So I actually did yesterday. I think I did a recording, or I did a one for the managers, like what they're going to access and where those things are. But this is so normally it's right up here, my alerts. Yeah, right here. I think that's usually where it is. That process is exactly the same.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so that process is the same.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Any other questions on where to find your timesheet or? Now I know for anybody on the call who's not able to view this webinar, we're going to be sending out the video, so you're going to be able to physically see it, and I know it makes a huge difference when when just saying it, but actually seeing it is will make you feel better. So we'll get that out tomorrow to everybody to make sure that you can see where it is. Okay. So the next training we're going to go into the expense report training. So if anybody who doesn't need to stay or want to stay for that, this might take another 20 minutes. You can stay on the line, or you can go off the line, whatever you choose to do.
Yeah, this is Peter Ryan. I'm going to be off.
Okay, Peter, thank you so much for coming today.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, this is Jimmy. I'm going to be off.
Are you going to go, Jimmy?
Yeah, because I don't use the expense report. I work for all.
Oh, you create expense reports, right?
Oh, I don't think so, because I work 7 days on, 7 days off, because I never use it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're in the rock, yeah? Yeah, you don't do it.
It doesn't apply to me.
Right.
Yeah, I've been working for over 7 years, so it doesn't apply to me.
Yeah. Thank you for calling. Yeah. Yeah, you're in you're in another country, yeah?
Yeah. So, hey, don't forget my name to enter the drawing, okay?
Oh, yes, I won't forget your name. And I really appreciate you calling, because I know it's a huge time difference where you are. And you don't do expenses, you're right. So thank you so much for coming today. Okay.
All right, thanks, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay. So what I'm going to do is for the expense report training, yeah, we'll go right into it then. Okay. So the difference between the expense reports from version 8 and 9, of course, you have the new look, the drop down, the accordion style kind of look to it. You can view multiple pages. What I mean is multiple parts of the expense report in your one page that you're viewing as you're doing your expense report. You can open and close like windows. So that I think that's a really nice feature that they added. A really great feature too that's going to help, you know, when you create an expense report and you go and you have lodging rates, and some of the rates are different rates on a different day. Version 9 allows you to put in a different rate for a different date versus the 8.3 that we use now, which doesn't allow that, you know. And you know, I know it created a lot of headaches for employees who were trying to make sure it matches the amount on the receipt, but when, you know, they're trying to enter different dates, it just wasn't working. So I'm so glad this is fixed. You know, it should be a smoother expense report. And oh, okay, another new feature in expense reports too is you still have the option to upload one receipt, one file with multiple receipts. And that still works. But now we'll have it where you can enter a receipt for each expense. So for example, you did a car rental, did a lodging, and you did, okay, let's just use those two examples, okay. Then what you would do is say you have your receipt that's for the car rental separate, and then you have for the lodging, you know, which I will show later how you're going to do that, but you can upload those separate receipts. So so whatever is easiest for you, but it's going to give the options. Right now, we're going to have it set up to accept PDF, Word document, and Excel, because I have experienced where, you know, I'm reviewing an expense report that someone completed, and I'm trying to figure out how did they get up with these numbers, and because they ended up having to provide me an Excel spreadsheet how they got their figures in an email so I can see, you know, the formula and figure it out. But now if they can upload the Excel, so that would all be there, and also for the managers who's approving it can see, oh, how did they come up with this, you know. Another thing I'm checking on is if it's able to support like image files, like if you take a picture on your cell phone, you know, will it be compatible for that? So that is what I still need to check with Deltek on, because I just got this.
Hey, Jimmy Donovan.
Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, so this
Hey,
is the
we still gonna put fuel under car rental?
Wait, I'm sorry, say that one more time.
We're gonna put fuel under the car rental area?
Yeah, so that's still the same. So where you put everything is the same. And I know there was a time this year where it was mentioned to me that the car rental was supposed to go under another OTR travel. And then after it went to our accounting manager, it was like, anyway, long story short, it goes under car rental fuel. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Okay. So we had another question if Deltek is going to have a mobile app, a mobile, you know, where you can use it on mobile devices, tablets, on your phone. This is something that I'm going to be finding out because, you know, there is something in the instructions that says that there's a mobile or there's some type of availability, but our IT specialist is researching this because it won't be, if it is available, which we will let everybody know when it does happen, which would be great if they have that. We'll let everybody know on that. But at the moment, it's not determined if that's available right now. That would be really great because right now the Deltek doesn't work well on mobile devices, if anybody tried. So this is something that we will be researching this. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, so to complete an expense report, So you go to the top of your page here. You'll have the expense report option. Under record expenses, you click on expense report. Okay, so this page should look about the same. The process is the same. You would click on create. And of course, if you need to print or do anything else, that's all up here too. Okay, so you click create. And the same page will pop up as you see now in Deltek 8. Put in all your information, the dates, what it's for. And you go to the next screen. Okay, this is, huh? Oh, okay. So okay. So then you click on your location now. So now you need to add a location. This is the same process as you would do now. So this is the area you went to travel. This expense report that I'm demonstrating is all I did was a lodging expense on this. So this is going to demonstrate lodging. So you put in your information here, the description, same thing as you do now. If you had an additional place that you went, you would add another location, new location right here. You click on that button here to add, and then that same page will come up to add a new location as the first one. This expense report, I just had one location. Okay. This next page up will come up, should be the same as you experience now. This is where you would enter like the contract number, whether you do it that way or whether you do it as an indirect expense. It just depends on what type of expense that you have. So that should be the same. This is after I chose what charge code to go to, and it's at 100%. So you would enter the 100% there if you just have the one location. Okay. This page, oh, okay. So this is different in this expense report version 9, okay? This function is different. Now, you see how you have transportation, car rental, lodging, meals. This is the same as you see in Deltek 8.3 that we have now. And in the current version that we use now, you usually just click on the title, and that's how you would create the expense report for that particular subject, right? Like car rental. But it will not work that way now. So what you will do now is at this left-hand corner right here, you would click on Add Expense. Okay. When you click on Add Expense, you are going to have a drop-down of all the different topics or the same listings that's going across here, like transportation, car rental, meals, lodging. It's the exact same thing, but you're going to choose it from here. So for this expense report, I chose lodging. That's the first one I covered. So this is where you're going to be entering like how much your lodging was, grand total, employee paid, the dates that you checked in and checked out for your lodging. So this process is the same. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the part where Deltek 9 is different. Okay, so if you can watch this closely. So it populates the grand total here. All right, now what it did was, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on the first box of your expense report. The first date of your lodging. You're going to enter your room rate of your first date, June 1st, and the tax rate, which is usually on the receipt. Okay. Now you're going to have the option to copy to remaining nights. Okay. So when you click on copy to remaining nights, this is going to display this $70 and $5 tax rate all the way down to every date that you have here. Okay. Now, say for example, it wasn't the same rate every night, okay? But it was for 2 nights, it was the same. Then you have this option to click copy to next night. So 2 of the nights were $70 plus $5 tax, but down here it was different, okay? So if June 3rd was $75 that night, you would put you click on the box, $75, and then enter the tax rate for that day as well. That's on the receipt. Okay. Now, as long as your totals that you are entering here is going to equal this $375, which I entered as a grand total that's on the receipt, it will balance. And the Deltek we use now as you know, does not have this option to enter each individual night's rates. So this is a very good option. So let me show you, this next page will show you what it looks like when I click copy to remaining nights. Okay, so see how it just filled it in instantly when I clicked that. So I just did the same rate every night. I didn't choose a different rate on this example, but okay, so that populates. Every night was the same. Okay, and then after you're done with that, you come to this page that basically says 100%, how much it was, what the, description, so forth that you normally see. And then you'd save it. Okay, so now you're at the front. Now after you click save, you're at the front of your expense report that you normally would see. And this is where you have the option now to work if you have another expense for this expense report. For example, car rental, right? So this is the time you'd have to go back to this top left-hand corner where it says add expense. The drop-down will display, and you choose car rental and go through the same step-by-step with the car rental, which as you do now. Okay. So as I understand, the reason why I did lodging is because that's the change that we were notified from Deltek that was different in the Deltek 9 version. Yeah, the option to do different rates for the night. So you just click on there, and then that will display. Now, when you're done with your expense report, and you get to this front page again, you're going to click Submit now. Oh, there we go. Click Submit. Okay, when you click Submit, comes to this next area where you're going to choose your receipt. So depending how many expenses you had on this report, you may have multiple rows. And this one I just have one. So I said I have a receipt for lodging, $375, and I enter my password. Okay, it's the same process. This gives you the option to print if you would like to. Okay. So let's see what's over here. Okay, so once you have entered your password, you chose that you have receipts, you're going to be brought down to this workflow status. Okay, and the workflow status is where you're going to see your expenses listed down here. For example, I just have lodging, so it lists it at the bottom. And, oh, a little bit too far, huh? Now, what I wanted to show you here is now it's going to ask, when you see this paperclip, that is where you're going to upload your receipt. You're going to have to click on your paperclip. So if you have like a car rental here, then you'll have another paperclip. So you have a paperclip over here under action for every expense that you just entered on your expense report. Because you have the option now to enter a receipt for each expense, not just one file for all receipts. But you can, if you want to keep your same format and put it all in one file, all the receipts, you can still do that. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to click on each paperclip that's there and upload the same file. Okay? Because it's expecting you to upload a receipt for each item. So you just click on it, upload the same file if you have multiple ones. If you choose to do a one file PDF as you've been doing now. Okay? If you look at the bottom too, I wanted to show you the bottom of this screen. This basically has the pictures and symbols and tells you what they mean because they have changed. So for example, if it's rejected, you'll get this like sad face. If your if your expense report is approved, you'll get a thumbs up. So that's a little different. If it's rejected, you'll see a thumbs down, and you'll see that over here under your status. We'll show you. View it. Okay, so these are pictures of, if you see them over here under status, you'll know what they mean. Okay. So do you notice this page here? You also have, we have two windows open here, right? Or basically two areas of the expense report. I'm going to show you this real quick. If you look right here, there's like a minus sign. That basically will open and close that window, okay? So if you said, oh, if you had another one open and you click that minus sign, whatever right there, it'll close it, so you won't see it at the moment. That's what that drop down or accordion style, they call it, has that. Okay, now we're going to go to uploading your receipt. We're going to click on that paper clip right here. Sorry, I'll go back to that paper clip. All right, this process is the same. You'll have it where you're going to go search, browse your file now on your computer. Once you've found it, then you're going to click submit. Right over here, click submit, same way. Okay. So now, this is normally where it asks you, or it may list the manager. If you have, sometimes you might have more than one, a manager or a backup supervisor, for example, to approve your timesheet. This is where you normally would have the name pop up, and you click who you want to approve your timesheet if you have more than one option, and then you would click next. Right now I just don't have a name there because I don't usually do a lot of expense reports. Okay, so then you click continue once you choose who's going to approve your timesheet. I mean expense report. Sorry about that. Then now it's going to have you enter your password again, saying that everything that you've done, you've checked it, and it complies with policies and procedures. Okay, I'm going to show you here. I'm going to show you something here. See here, you see that all these minus signs here? All right, and here's all the background. These are all what's currently on our expense report area now, but the difference is you can, if you click that minus sign at the end, you'll be able to open up each window and see right in front of you. So that's kind of good. It'll kind of, because right now in 8.3, when you're on that front page and you click on show work schedule, you'll see everything like just populated, and you got to look, okay, which one am I looking at? If you want to find your receipts, for example. This way you can view things either all at once or a little bit at a time. It's easier to find things. So anyway. Okay, now I wanted to show you here, if you go back to your workflow status, now you have different pictures here, okay? So the status is check marked, which means it's submitted. You have it for your receipt action. The camera means you can view what you uploaded. The pencil is you can edit it and you want to go reload it, a different one, say you made a mistake. And of course you can trash it. You can trash it, and then you'll have the option to upload it again. So basically the status is just where you can see, you just put more like the symbols now, so you have more options to see that. Okay, and I believe that's all for that example of an expense report. Any questions?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, so just have the just want everybody to feel confident that this change to version 9, it's not too much of a change of, doing something a whole new different way, and you only have so much little time to do it. It's not like that at all. It's just, they've just, updated it to try to make it more user-friendly. And then, of course, there's a little new functions, right, on how to add the expenses. So once, after tomorrow or sometime tomorrow, if you want to review this recording again to say, oh, how did you do that again? Or, as you do your expense reports, you'll also notice it. We're going to send this recording out, distribute the recording to everybody in addition to PowerPoint presentation, so you can just go straight to maybe the slide that you need to look at for reference, because I know it's a lot of things to remember. And also, if you have any questions, you're welcome to email the HR department. This email here goes to everybody in our HR department. So say, for example, you're trying to get a hold, because normally I help with expense reports, so it might go to Lori, and if Lori can assist you, she'll reply me if she's faster to reply than me, or vice versa. But basically, this will go to all our HR department, so you'll get assistance pretty quickly if you have any, if you have questions and so forth. Yeah. Okay. So if there isn't any questions, I guess we could end the call. And I wanted to make sure I have everybody's name here so I can enter everyone in the drawing as well for the gift cards. So let's see. Let me look at our attendees. Because is there anybody on the call here for this expense report that wasn't able to log in the webinar to view the slides?
Jimmy Dollar.
Oh, Jimmy. Okay, I gotcha. Anybody else? No? Okay. All right. And I got Lori here too. So Lori, you're here, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay then.
Thank
so
you,
I'm
Lisa.
going to, okay, you're very welcome. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.